Alright, adding delay to your vocals is a great way to make your tracks sound more professional. The problem is a lot of new artists, they often confuse delay with reverb. And that's understandable because a lot of times delay and reverb are used at the same time. But the truth is they're very different. Let me explain. So reverb, you can think of reverb as a sound that creates ambient space. And it kind of sounds like this. On the other hand, delay creates an echo, and it creates a rhythmic echo, and it sounds like this. If you want to become a master at the fundamentals of delay, you're going to need to adjust a few settings, and let me show you what I mean. If you're able to adjust the delay time, the feedback, the mix, and automation, then you'll feel comfortable using delay in your next project. The truth is, automation is not really an element of delay, but it's hard to talk about delay without using automation, so I decided to include it in this video. Okay, so who's this video for? This video is for new artists who want to learn more about delay. My name is Sean. I'm an independent recording artist. I'm also the sales engineer for digitalskypilot.com, which is an online website made specifically for artists. There, you could purchase new music gear, you could sign up for courses to learn more about music production, and you could even upload your tracks to get them mastered. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that later, but for now, I want you guys to stick around to the end of this video because at the end, I'm going to give away the Digital Delay Master Guide, which is like a cheat code, my own personal settings that I use when I'm working with delay. Okay, so if you guys are ready, let's get started. Digital Sky Pilot, the best place to shop online. Okay, so we're back and we're talking about delay. Now, delay is such a big topic that I decided to break it down into 4 easy fundamentals, and I'm going to list these fundamentals as topics. Topic number 1 being the delay time. Topic number 2 is the feedback. Topic number 3 is the mix. And 4 is automation. After that, I'm going to share with you guys the big reveal from last week. And then we'll do a quick recap to make sure that we got it all down. And then finally, I'm going to share with you guys my personal settings that I use when I'm working with delay. Okay, let's get started. So topic number 1 is the delay time. So what is the purpose of the delay time? The time between the original signal passes by and when that other delay signal comes by. When you use delay, think about, imagine you splitting the track into 2 separate signals. One goes by and then the other one trails behind. That difference in time is the delay time, okay? So how is this done? Some people use delay calculators, but personally I prefer just to use my ears and listen to what feels good and what sounds good. So what would happen if you had a very short delay time versus a very long delay time? If you had a very short delay time, let's say like a slap delay, which is really short, the signal will go by and then the delay signal will come so fast that you really wouldn't hear a big difference. It'll just make your vocal sound more thick and more rich. If you had a really long delay time, let's say like a quarter note, the delay time would go, the original signal would go by, and then there would be a significant amount of time before the delay signal comes by. So it would be like, hey, 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 hey. See, that would be an example of a very long delay time. Okay, a quick side note about why I like to use my ears instead of delay calculators is because sometimes producers upload tracks. They make beats in the middle of a tempo. Let's say it's between 95 BPMs and 96. But when they upload the tracks and you purchase them, they just put 96 for simplicity. So using delay calculators really depends on if you get accurate information from the producer. So that's why I just like to use my ears, because it's faster, it's easier, and you just trust your instincts because you're going to know what sounds good. Okay, if you guys could just take a moment to hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel. Just by doing that really goes a long way, and I appreciate you guys. Okay, let's talk about topic number 2, which is the feedback. So what's the point of the feedback? What does the feedback do? The feedback basically tells the delay how many echoes you want to have. And, the way this is done is you're going to adjust this into your delay plugin. For example, if you had a very low feedback, then you may have 1 or 2 echoes. If you crank up the feedback all the way, then you're going to have a bunch of echoes. It's going to be like a never-ending cascade of echoes. I remember when I first got started, I would always confuse delay with reverb, and I would go to the studio and I would tell the engineer to put some more reverb on my track when I really meant delay. And then he would put more reverb, and then I would look at him like he's crazy, and then he would look at me like I'm crazy. So don't do that. Take advantage of my mistakes, and remember that reverb is a sound that creates ambient space, and delay creates an echo. And if you're doing it right, it's going to be like a rhythmic echo that's on beat. Also, I want you guys to take a moment to drop a comment down below. I want to know what's your favorite delay plugin, or if you're a new artist and you're thinking about buying a delay plugin for the first time, tell me what you're going to get and the reason why. I'm going to take a look at the results and share that with you guys on the next video as the big reveal. Okay, now let's talk about topic number 3, which is the mix. The mix is important because it's adjusting the volume between the original signal and the delay signal. So that's the difference. It's basically saying how much of the original signal do you want to hear versus the delay signal. The way this is done is you're going to want to start off with a very high mix so that you could hear what the delay is doing. When you start adjusting those first 2 things, the delay time and the feedback, you got to have a high mix. You got to hear what the delay is doing, and then once you get it dialed in perfectly, then you can lower it down to where you want. So when you first starting off using delay, turn up the mix high so you can hear exactly what it's doing, and then lower it down after that. Quick side note, I usually start off with my mix at about 80-90% and then lower it from there if I need to. Okay, so what would happen if you had a very high mix? You would just be hearing mostly the delay signal, versus if you had a very low mix, then you'd just be hearing that original drive signal come through. Okay, also I want to let you guys know that I do teach a full course online. So if you want to learn more about delay, go check that out. You can sign up for a free membership with just your email. And I do understand that if you guys are just getting started, it could seem overwhelming. So you're actually able to book a recording session with myself, or you could even upload your tracks to get them mastered. Okay, so let's talk about the final topic, which is automation. Now, I said that in the beginning, automation is not really an element of delay, but you kind of got to use it, because if you don't, it's not going to sound good. It's going to sound terrible. If you just slap a delay plugin, let's say on your lead vocal, and you just leave it on the whole time, especially if you have a long delay time like a quarter note or something like that, you're not going to be able to tell the lead verse from all the echoes that you're hearing. So this is where automation comes into play. Now, every DAW is a little bit different. I personally like to do it the simplest way possible. So all I do is automate the on and off button. First, I dial in my settings for the delay and get them sounding just the way I want. And then once I know, okay, it sounds good, then I use automation just to turn the plugin on and turn the plugin off. So the way I do this is, for example, let's say there's a lead verse and I want to put some emphasis at the end of that verse. So the delay plugin will remain off for most of that time, and then at the end of the verse or at the end of the phrase, when I want to add some emphasis, I use some automation just to turn it on at that time. So consider using that. It's going to make your tracks sound a lot more professional and add some clarity as well. Okay, so now it's time for the big reveal from the last video. The question was, should new artists use presets before learning the fundamentals of mixing? I took a look at the results, and it looks like you guys are okay with new artists using presets. Now, I personally disagree with that, but hey, it is what it is. I always teach new artists to learn the fundamentals of mixing first. Okay, so now let's take a quick review of delay to make sure that we got it all down. We said that there's 4 fundamentals of delay. The first fundamental being delay time. The second is the feedback. Third is the mix. And fourth is the automation. So once again, the delay time is the time between when the original signal goes by and the delay comes in. The feedback is going to tell the delay how many echoes you want to have. The mix is the difference between the original signal and the delay signal. It's the volume difference between those two. And the automation basically is telling the plugin when you want the delay to work, at what time you want this delay plugin to come in. Now it's time for me to give away that freebie that I had mentioned at the beginning of the video. Take a look at this. This is the delay master guide. This is like a cheat code, my own personal settings that I use when I'm working with delay. You're welcome to take a screenshot of that, or if you want, you could go to the website and download this as a PDF along with a bunch of other cool resources to get you started. Okay, as always, I hope I inspired some of you guys to go out and make some good music, and I'll see you in the next video.